Kapicana Vallabha Girivardhana Kapicana Vallabha Girivardhana Yashodanandana Kapicana Raja Yashodanandana Kapicana Raja Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Nitai Gora Hariva, 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 Nitai Gora Hariva. Nitai Gora Hariva, 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 Nitai Gora Hariva. Jai, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to the Friday evening Bhagavad Gita class. So we're going to continue on where we were, which is chapter 2, or text number 26 to 30. I'll just get it on my phone here. And hands up everyone who was here last week. A few people were here, some people, okay. So, okay, so we're following. It's you don't have to have been here last week. It's still good, but what we do basically is we're discussing what Srila Prabhupada said in this Bhagavad Gita, which is of course one of the most powerful books that was ever written down, basically. And I'm not going to go through a summary of everything because, even a summary would, I could be here till tomorrow. So we've got about a half an hour and then some discussion as well. Let me just get the database out here. So, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized, text number 26. It's good to follow it if you can, but I'm going to just read the Sanskrit. Then I won't do the word for word, just do word for word. I'll just do the translation and then the purport, and then we can discuss as we go along if there's any things you want to talk about. So, text 226. Ata chayanam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitam arhasi. And the translation. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. Oh, purport. That's what Prabhupada says about it. There is always a class of philosophers, almost akin to the Buddhists, who do not believe in the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. When the Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, it appears that such philosophers existed, and they were known as the Lokayatikas and Vaibhashikas. Such philosophers maintain, so this is really important, listen to this part here, this is really what Prabhupada is talking about. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination. Somebody else read that out.
The same line.
Yeah.
Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination.
Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. I'll come back to it. The modern material scientists and material philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements, and at a certain stage of life symptoms develop by interaction of the physical and chemical elements. The science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. Short definition of anthropology would be the science of the study of human beings and of societies. Currently, many pseudo-religions, now becoming fashionable in America, and this is written in the 1960s, are also adhering to this philosophy, as are the nihilistic, non-devotional Buddhist sects. So, even if Arjuna did not believe in the existence of the soul, as in the Vaibhashika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of a certain bulk of chemicals and stops discharging his prescribed duty. On the other hand, in modern science and scientific warfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving victory over the enemy. According to the Vaibhashika philosophy, the so-called soul, or Atma, vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. So, in any case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul, or he did not believe in the existence of the soul, he had no reason to lament. According to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, and so many of them are vanquished every moment, there is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there were no rebirth for the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by sinful reaction due to his killing his grandfather and teacher. But at the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahabahu, mighty arm, because he at least did not accept the theory of the Vaibhashikas, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna belonged to the Vedic culture, and it behooved him to continue to follow its principles. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapatanyena Bhutale Swayam Bhukram Dadatis Shimani Bhaktivedanta Swami Gauravani Vichari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatara Deshatari. The reason this is kind of in an unusual place in the Bhagavad Gita at the moment is that Krishna is after explaining about the soul. He's after spending, I think, the last 14 verses speaking about the soul, and that the soul is eternal. Never born, never dies, ever existing, different from the body. The body dies, the body deteriorates, the soul is eternal and never, it's ever there. Also, he speaks about that the soul is part of Krishna. It's not Krishna, but it's part of Krishna and a part of God. And for the soul, the soul is stuck in this material world and is absolutely surrounded by the modes of material nature. And the principal mode would be ignorance and passion. Principal two modes, ignorance and passion, especially nowadays. To the degree that we don't actually know what's what. We think that we're the body. That's the problem. I'm from Ireland, I'm from England, I'm from India, I'm from Pakistan, I'm wherever. You know, we're identifying with the body in so many ways. And we think that this body is all in all. So that's basically the mode of ignorance. So what Krishna is doing is, after explaining that, no, we're not the body, but we're the soul, we're eternal. All of these designations are given by nature, and therefore, in order to become self-realized, we have to first attain the stage of goodness, which is another mode, and then to go beyond goodness, and then to understand our real nature, our self-realized nature, which is the soul. So Krishna, being very liberal, now starts to talk, you know, even when he's talking to Arjuna, he's so clever. I mean, Krishna is the supreme clever. But he starts saying that even if you don't think the soul is pure, is eternal, if you don't believe in the soul, if you think the soul dies, then you still don't have a reason to lament. So that's what he's getting at here. That the and then he kind of, Prabhupada, I think, in the purport here really starts to talk about modern society, actually. You know, where that people think that the soul occurred at a certain point of material development. You know, that the matter was there all, you know, already, and it just developed and developed and developed, and then suddenly people came. You know, evolution. The people just came, and then they're becoming smarter and smarter and smarter, and they're understanding the universe, and they're the supreme. Basically, that's what kind of scientific research, scientific reasoning promotes. And another thing that it promotes, because I was looking at this recently, is that people like who believe in the spirituality or the soul, they basically try to say that any idea of the soul, any idea of the afterlife, is a mechanism in the being, in that being that came together, that it's trying to make some sense of this situation, and therefore it subtly creates a whole spiritual dimension where there is a God, and I'm serving God, and you know, and therefore it's all a kind of imagination. That's what the really clever psychologists, philosophers, scientists say, basically. That all of us here in this room are just all making this up in our minds. I won't go into a famous song that's going on at the moment about being in your head, but that it's all going on, you know, in people's minds, do you know? And it's just a mechanism, a coping mechanism that we have to live in this situation. It's another aspect of nature. That's basically what a lot of modern science will say about religion, and they'll kind of snort or sniffle at anybody who's got a religious dimension, and they'll think that's some sort of prehistoric character, you know, believing in all sorts of mad mythology. I'm kind of painting it at its worst degree here. But in reality, and this is the very strong point about spirituality, is that we experience it, you know. And the other incredible point about it is that we accept the information which is coming. It's called aparosheya. It's coming from the spiritual dimension. The counter argument that we would have to what the material scientists are saying is that your ability to understand things is like a piece of worm, a small worm in stool. Everyone knows what stool is, don't they? It's cow manure, shall we say. You're trying to understand calculus, like I'm just giving a material example, while you're in this stool. How much would an ant have that ability to understand? It cannot. It just hasn't any ability. Can you imagine, like, I was chanting this morning and a little spider came out from wherever it was. Well, it was a big spider actually. It came and he crawled across and he went back again. So I was actually reading the philosophy at the time and I was thinking, like, that spider has, what chance is that spider to understand what's going on in the world? So in fact, the ability of the person who's trying to understand nature by his own, facility or his own abilities is that small. That's how small it is. He cannot. He can speculate apparently for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime and still not come to the understanding. So what is much more intelligent to do, and this is why in this one lifetime we can leave this material dimension, we can actually go to the spiritual dimension. And most importantly, this is what Prabhupada is guaranteeing in all of those books. He's guaranteeing that you can experience it even while in this lifetime. You can experience your spiritual dimension. And sometimes it'll happen without you actually even knowing it. I was quite fortunate recently. This person was giving a talk it was a devotee philosopher, and it was in a place, I think it was in Punjab, and he was giving a talk about that you're not the body, and at the end of it he said, how many people are from Punjab here? And everybody put up their hands. He said, no, you've misunderstood the class. We're not these bodies. We're not from any of these places. But the point being, he was kind of joking as well, but because we do have this kind of an identification which you cannot very easily get rid of. But someone was asking about the characteristics of an Irish person, and it's not what you see on the side of a bus either. But they were asking about the what it is, and immediately actually I understood that I'm actually not. I said something which surprised myself to understand that I'm actually losing this, identification, But this is what spiritual life does. It actually takes you out from your particular scenario and gets you to meditate on the spiritual dimension. And I love listening to devotee philosophers who are clearly on that platform, because they're speaking about the spiritual dimension, and it is so absorbing. It's completely absorbing when I listen to it. But also when I read, and a lot of people have had this experience, read what Srila Prabhupada says in the morning time early, because it's important to note that Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the text which comes after Bhagavad Gita, it was written by Vedavyas, and Vedavyas was giving this information when he was in trance, actually, because he was explaining the history of the world, but in a completely organized way. Although he was going between millennia, sometimes with a story from many millions of years ago, many hundreds of thousands of years ago, but he was developing it all and presenting it, but it all had the effect of coming to the 10th canto, which is a very intimate understanding of Krishna. And he was actually giving he's actually giving this talk, Prabhupada, in this way, and we actually can become absorbed basically in that trance-like way. And this is the important part to understand, that the information is coming down, So it's not available to speculators. It's not available to fruitive actors, Before I started to study spiritual lives, I'm in my 20s, I was thinking of getting into banking, into trying to make money basically in the world. And I actually got some examinations, but I didn't follow through with it. I went and studied philosophy instead, and which I'm very glad I did. But the whole world was opening up in front of me, like, this, I can make money, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And basically that's what the world is actually functioning on at the moment. As we can see, it's like finance. There's nobody out digging potatoes anymore, except myself and Manoj and a few others who are re-enlightening society in the benefits of digging potatoes. And people are spending their time in front of screens, you know, in a whole kind of artificial world, basically, and they're clocking up numbers, and there's no value. Like if you can take out a note anymore or a card, the value is in this card, and how much this card says I'm worth, you know, or how much this bank account says I'm worth. So there's so much going on that level, you know. So that is a whole fruitive level, and people are so absorbed in it. They spend their whole life on it. So many people work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and they're in front of a screen trying to clock up the numbers. Do you know? It is kind of frightening in a sense, but it happens. I'm not knocking it. Some people we have to make a living, whatever. But that's how the fruitive world is. But that actually can prevent us. It can block us, actually, because there's so much I need, I want. It prevents us from being open receptacles for this information which is coming down, which is aporosheya. Yes. Come in. Hare Krishna. You know, it's aporosheya. And so what that does is it really brings us into that trance-like state. You know, that's what I'm saying. By spending time in the morning time studying this philosophy, we can actually start to develop a whole new vein of life and of activity, which will prevent us from getting entangled in the material world, even if we're in the world, but we won't be of the world. But it does take that solid, rock solid determination to avoid being entangled. Anyway, that was some of the things which I took from this, because Krishna is so cleverly speaking about these people. Prabhupada speaks about it, and it's just important for us to know where we are in this world and how many people are affected by these things, and how we are very sympathetic because we're also affected, or we have been affected, but our whole goal is to try to disinfect the world of this kind of mentality and present much more the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Is there any comments? I spoke a little bit longer. Anyone like to add anything at this point? Anyone like to ask any questions or make any comments?
I just wanted to add that you're saying about your situation like the Irishman, because in Ukraine, for example, there are still lots of people who are planting and digging potatoes.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
In European countries, it's not common because people are more wealthy
Yes.
than poor countries. But in poor countries, they're still planting.
Yeah. Very important, actually. Yeah. No, it's there's a whole important kind of way to get back to this kind of more naturalistic lifestyle. I mean, you know, Prabhupada talked about. He said. Plain living, high thinking, simple living and high thinking, you know, and to do that it takes, you know, it takes a little determination to try to. I mean, I grew quite a few tomatoes this year, and then this just the end of the season, but I was away and I came back and I tasted some of these tomatoes, and you just cannot compare the taste that's in them as compared to what you buy in the shop. There's just no comparison. It's kind of, it was grown for Krishna, it was offered to Krishna, and it was eaten understanding that this is coming from God. And the taste was like that. It gave it kind of that. And these are just parts of the things. We're losing our kind of our sense or our taste. But anyway, that is another issue. Thank you. Just want to get on to the next take. Next verse 27. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Purport. One has to take birth according to one's activities of life, and after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The Battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a kshatriya. Why should he be afraid or aggrieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to the selection of the wrong path of action. So very briefly what that means, I'll move on because of the time, that he was saying he didn't want to fight because he would have killed his relatives, but because Krishna is telling him that the relatives are dead anyway, because this has already happened, and you're not going to do anything by not fighting. But if you will do something negative towards yourself by not fighting. Do you get that? He was saying, Arjuna was thinking, if I don't fight, then I won't incur any sinful activity. But the whole activity had already been ordained by Krishna, and he was a kshatriya, so he had an important role to protect society, and he was going against it. So therefore, he was, by him thinking he was doing the right thing, was doing the wrong thing. So Krishna was telling him very clearly that as a kshatriya, his duty was to fight in this particular instance. Okay. Go on to the next one. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamajami bharata avyakta nirdananyeva tatraka parivedevana. Translation: all created beings are unmanifested in their beginning, manifested in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Purport: accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of a soul, and the other not believing in the existence of a soul. There is no cause for lamentation in either case. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet even if for argument's sake we accept this atheistic theory, there is still no cause for lamentation. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. From the subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation, just as from ether air is generated, from air fire is generated, from fire water is generated, from water earth becomes manifested. From the earth, many varieties of manifestations take place. Take, for example, a big skyscraper manifested from the earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of conservation of energy remains, but in course of time, things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference then. That is the difference. Then what causes the lamentation? Either in the stage of manifestation or in unmanifestation. Somehow or other, even in the unmanifested state, things are not lost. Both at the beginning and at the end, all elements remain unmanifested, and only in the middle are they manifested, and that does not make any real material difference. Everyone get that? Like nothing's there at the beginning, like a skyscraper, then it's built, becomes a skyscraper, and then at the end it breaks down, becomes dust again. So it was manifest for time. So Krishna's just using these very intelligent arguments to explain to Arjuna that he should fight anyway, even if he believes in a certain way. But Krishna's saying, well, I don't believe this, but you should just act because you're a kshatriya. But I'm just giving you some arguments anyway. So Krishna's just saying this to Arjuna. He's giving him some logical arguments if he needs logic. But really Krishna's saying, no, but you should do your duty. But still, Krishna's so clever, he's giving him arguments in case his mind is thinking other things. So just at the end there it says that, and if we accept the Vedic conclusion, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says, that these material bodies are perishable in due course of time, antavanta ime deha, but that the soul is eternal, nitya shukta sharirina. Then we must remember always that the body is like a dress. Therefore, why lament the changing of a dress? The material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. It is something like a dream. In a dream, we may think of flying in the sky or sitting on a chariot as a king. But when we wake, as we can see, that we are neither in the sky nor seated on the chariot. The Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. Therefore, in either case, whether one believes in the existence of the soul or one does not believe in the existence of the soul, there's no cause for lamentation, for loss of the body. Any any comments? Anyone take anything from that, what we just spoke about? Any influences? Abhishek?
Like there is no limitation in terms of there should be no limitation as you
Yeah.
say. So should we have a limitation for the relation we have had, like for the person who has that body or the person who belongs to that body? Should we have a limitation for that?
That's a good question. Because we're saying we're not the body, and so therefore, why would anybody lament? It's only a bunch of chemicals, But then if your mother, brother, sister, or father was suddenly left, tears would come, even if you're a devotee practicing for many years. And actually I noticed that at the start of the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada is praising Arjuna, even though Arjuna is showing signs of lamentation. Because, and in several instances in the purports he expresses that it is because Arjuna is a devotee. He has natural compassion. And often we also have to see as well that it is the soul that is in that body that we're actually attracted to. So naturally if a soul leaves and so on, we will also feel that lamentation, because we may relate on the basis of a body in a sense, because it's practical. But as a soul, we have so much in association with other souls. We develop so many relationships, and so the whole of Krishna consciousness is about relationships. And this is a very interesting point because, and this is another discussion point that I was thinking of recently, and that is that one of the things which I looked at in Dhruta Karma's book, which is about the forbidden archaeology, they did a study of people who had past lives, and they could remember their past life, and when they went to a place in India, the people sometimes talked about Krishna. When they went to the West, people would talk about Jesus. They would see in their dreams, and so a lot of scientists would then say that again, this is a proof that this thing is only your imagining and all of that. But actually, our presentation is that this here is an impure representation of what it's like in the spiritual world. Because in the spiritual world you have mother, father, brother, sister, all of those things. Krishna experiences that. So the reason that there is any of those relationships here in the material world is because it's coming from the spiritual world. But it's in an imperfect state here. It's not in a perfect state here. It's full of inebrieties, as Prabhupada says. And so what we should take from that is what we explain to them is that their argument is that all of these things came about, brother, father, mother, sister, by some chance. It just all occurred, and through some changes of atoms and molecules and whatever, and because of all this molecule changing, there was brothers, sisters, all these relationships between came about, which is actually even totally more implausible. It's a billion times a billion to one that what would happen. Whereas what we're presenting is something much more plausible. That these relationships here in the material world are coming because they're there in the spiritual world, but they're in an impure state here. And in fact, in that impure state, we practice devotional service so that we can actually get connection. So that limitation might still be there, but it's, as a devotee, it's more real because he understands that this is a soul that he has left. Okay. Thank you for that question. That's really good. I'll go on. Because it's 6:45, I'll just go on to the next one. Yeah, these classes are very short actually, but the whole point is that we want to get through what Prabhupada says in this. We want to hear what Prabhupada says. And the idea is that we study this more at home ourselves afterwards. Verse 29. Ascharyavat pasyati kaschidainam ascharyavat vadati tataiva chanya ascharyavatchainam anya shinoti shudvap pinam veda nachaiva kaschit. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Since Gita Upanishad is largely based on the principles of the Upanishad, it is not surprising to also find this passage in the Katha Upanishad. I'm not going to read that. The fact that the atomic soul is within the body of a gigantic animal, in the body of a gigantic banyan tree, and also in the microbic germs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with a poor fund of knowledge and men who are not austere cannot understand the wonders of the individual atomic spark of spirit, even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge, who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to a gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can become both so great and so small. So some look at the soul proper as wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. What did Prabhupada just say there in the purport? Can anyone tell me? What did he just say?
Even the great personalities like Brahman, even Brahman cannot understand.
Yeah, that's definitely there. Yeah, that's
how
definitely.
great the soul is,
Yeah. Or how great, how tiny the soul is.
how tiny it is.
Yeah.
Even a huge banyan tree.
Right.
Very tiny soul.
Soul is in the huge banyan tree, and it's also in the germs, the microbes, millions upon billions of which are probably on each of our fingers at this second in time, you know. It's quite incredible. So the soul is in each one of those. So is that not incredible? You know? Do you know, it's incredible to understand it. But this is what Krishna is explaining to us. You know, he's explaining that this is there. And Prabhupada in the verse very nicely explains that that even Lord Brahma, you know, this is what he is saying, and he is so great, you know. But he was finding it even hard to understand this. But so this is why the information, which is why I gave that example at the start, that we're like this little spider walking across the floor, trying to understand the dimensions of the moon. It's just we don't have that capacity. We have to take this information which is coming down, which is Aporoshaya. And the way we can get that is to rid ourselves, not be affected by the modes of ignorance, passion, and goodness. You know, let's start off with ignorance and passion. And goodness, okay, that will come along. But, you know, we have to get, in order for us to understand this, the whole morality of the Bhagavad Gita is given so that we can become receptacles to understand this knowledge. It's not that you can understand it by any book learning. You cannot just go and defeat the knowledge and say that I've understood everything. You have to become humble and for that knowledge to descend. And we get it by the association of devotees, and we get it by the association of pure devotees, which we have in this writing. This is why we're all gathered around. Srila Prabhupada wrote these, you know, translated and did all these books, was it 1960s or whatever. And so we're still gathering around listening to what he said, because he's enlightening us in that way. So this is why we have these meetings, and we have them online as well, isn't it? 4 times a week. So anybody who wants more information should plug in. So I'll just continue the purport. Thank you for explaining that. Owing to a great gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can become both so great and so small. So some look at the soul proper as wonderful, either by constitution or by description. Illusioned by the material energy, people are so engrossed in subject matters for sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding, even though it is a fact that without this self-understanding, all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. So what's the ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence? What is that? What's Prabhupada talking about, this ultimate defeat?
Failing to realize ourselves.
You fail to self-realize, but practically what happens when we don't? We come back, we take another body.
Yeah.
Do you know? So, can you imagine? You're waking up, you know, after all the hassle of this life, and there's a lot of it. I'm 65 now, so I've gone through a bit of it. I'm sure you've all gone through your measure of it as well. But you have to go through it again. It's just crazy. You just kind of, you know, you wake up in a womb. I know you generally just become conscious of it maybe about 2-3 years old. I don't know. And you kind of start to wonder, and it seems okay, and then you have to go through all the trials and tribulations. And you might not be in a human body. You might be in a microbe body. Or you might be in the body of a dog. Or what do you call these guys? Anyway, you could be in any of these, you know. You might not even have the human life to even to be self-aware. So Krishna is really, you know, giving us, you know, warning us basically, you know. But that is the thing that Prabhupada is talking about, is that we don't take birth here again. That's that ultimate struggle. And the reason is because we've got very little time for self-realization. This is the disaster of modern society. There's very little time, and we're so rushing ahead, so busy making progress, we forget to wonder why life started in the first place. Why? Perhaps they have no idea that one must think of the soul and thus make a solution to the material miseries. Some people who are inclined to hear about the soul may be attending lectures in good association, but sometimes owing to ignorance they are misguided by acceptance of the super soul and the atomic soul as one without distinction of magnitude. It is very difficult to find a man who perfectly understands the position of the super soul, the atomic soul, their respective functions and relationships, and all other major and minor details. That's another major problem. That, you know, to know the difference between God and us, you know, so like eventually some people start, oh yeah, maybe there is a spiritual reality. Maybe I'm God. You know, that's what happens. It happens, I'm telling you. I was talking to a person from Puri. You know, Puri's a wonderful place, isn't it? Lord Jagannath comes from Puri. And he was a Jagannath Bhakta, he was telling me. And, you know, he was so calm about everything. I was completely, you know, I was enjoying talking to him. And then eventually at the end of it, and we're all Jagannath. You know, he said this to me, right? You know, and I am, you know, you're Jagannath, I'm Jagannath. This is the real realization. I won't say it. You know, I'm gross Westerner. I nearly vomited when he said it. It was so distasteful. You know, sufficiently crude there. You know, I was really, I felt like, what is this? This is just total confusion. And he was passing himself as a, you know, a guru, you know. And so this is what Prabhupada is saying here. He's saying that it's very difficult to find a man or a woman in this world who can understand these differences. It's practically impossible. Well, it's not practically impossible. It's very, very few. But this is what this whole Bhagavad Gita is meant to do. We're meant to actually present it as it is, without deviation, and present it what Krishna is saying. So I'll go on with the purport. Prabhupada says, but if somehow or other one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one's life is successful. So this is the best success module that's going on in Dublin today. Unless Bhagavad Gita Sundar is giving a talk somewhere else, but you know, this is the best because if we want to be successful, everyone wants to be successful in life. I've gone to so many get rich kind of things or become a great this or a great that. You know, I've gone to a load of them. Materially, sometimes some of these things are important. It's good to study and whatever. Yeah. But the real success is here, was what Prabhupada is speaking, is to become successful spiritually, because that is what success is. The easiest process for understanding the subject matter of self, however, is to accept the statements of the Bhagavad Gita spoken by the greatest authority, Lord Krishna, without being deviated by other theories. But it also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna, however, can be known as such by the causeless mercy of the pure devotee and by no other way. Is there any comments? Anyone would like to say anything? Any realizations? Disagreements? Go Abhishek first then.
So I could understand that the blessing of devotee is very important, and that's why, it's causeless mercy. As in, sometimes we think that how it is happening and why, and something like some good things happen, and we think that why this happened, how this happened, what interest do I have in terms of spirituality in my life. So that is kind of a causeless mercy from a devotee, and that's why it's very important to have a good dealing with devotees in our life.
Yeah, very, very true. Because a devotee is realized, he actually understands these things. And when we associate with somebody like that, it rubs off on us. A devotee is giving off, it's not just kind of like a mystical thing, but it's a practical, inquiries. We ask the person what's what, and we perform some service. And then the self-realized soul gives the knowledge because they've seen the truth. That is so practical, so simple, but it's so practical. Yeah.
So in the previous verse we discussed about like the materialistic philosophers. They propose the life, the soul is coming from the combination of material things,
Oh, yeah.
which is never possible.
Yeah.
Like Prabhupada says in his speech, like he says always life comes from life.
Yeah.
We can't. Life is already an superior energy,
Yeah.
and matter is an inferior energy.
Yeah.
So superior energy can't come from inferior energy. So that's life coming from matter is a very straightforward false statement. That's one thing. And the next verse we saw about dream, like that's easily relatable. Like
What is that?
dream.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
spoke about dream.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's happening day to day life. Like every night we dream, and when we wake up, that ends. Like we can let the dream to our real life. Like so, if this is happening and we die, then on the next life we forget the previous life.
Yeah.
So this life can be like easily understandable and relatable. Like this life will end at one point of time.
Just like the dream ends.
Just like a dream that we dream every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, even if we dream, we feel like something is happening in real life.
Yeah. But when we wake up, it's oh, that's not happening.
Sometimes, like even I felt like in a dream, I once felt like I fallen. I fell in one of my dreams. Then I felt like really it was paining for me. Then I was like checking my hands. Was it really, or I got hurt or something? It's just a dream. So how that realistic the dream is. So we can, it's a good analogy with the life. Like life, we forget this life and move on to the next life. It goes on and on.
Yeah. Well, it really helps you get things in perspective.
So
and we get
soul
so
is the real.
Soul is the real. We get so caught up.
The reality.
Yeah. Keith, did you want to say something as well? No.
Just in class today,
Yeah.
talking about the soul.
Yeah.
Students saying to improve the soul.
Somebody was saying prove the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a little difficult because they want you to prove something on the material level which cannot be proved on the material level, because as Prabhupada said, through sacrifice and, what did he say? Through sacrifice and austerity? Yeah, wasn't it?
So, like, one cannot understand without being austere. Who is not austere?
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it's like you cannot, I mean, there is some examples you could use, but yeah, just, now if someone says to prove the soul, I think you know, because it's a little bit of a challenge, you know, you could say, how many decades do you have? It'll take you many years to understand, you know, the explanation to that, you know, or to how to understand it, but you have to become qualified. So you probably give an example of a high court judge. You know, he can't just say, okay, I'm a high court judge. No, you have to become qualified to become something. So in order to understand that you're the soul, you know, you have to become qualified to understand you're the soul. I mean, there's probably better examples we could, you know, talk about, a few different ones. But it's always good that somebody kind of challenges like that, and, you know. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have the Kirtan now, but I am going to finish off the last verse, which is verse 30. Dehi nityam avajayoyam, dehi sarvasya bharata, tasmat sarvani bhutani, na tvam shochitamarasi. O descendant of Bharat, it's Krishna speaking. O descendant of Bharat, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore you need not grieve for any living being. Purport. The Lord now concludes the chapter of instruction on the immutable spirit soul. In describing the immortal soul in various ways, Lord Krishna establishes that the soul is immortal and the body is temporary. Therefore Arjuna, as a kshatriya, should not abandon his duty out of fear that his grandfather and teacher, Bhishma and Drona, will die in the battle. On the authority of Shri Krishna, one has to believe that there is a soul different from the material body, not that there is no such thing as soul, or that living symptoms develop at a certain stage of material maturity resulting from the interaction of chemicals. Though the soul is immortal, violence is not encouraged, but at the time of war, it is not discouraged when there is an actual need for it. That need must be justified in terms of the sanction of the Lord and not capriciously. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna. Jai. So now we're going to do a quick changeover. We're going to start on the Kirtan. We're going to do a little Kirtan to start with, and then I'm going to ask Pat to do another Kirtan as well. And Kaushal, then maybe you could take over. That's great. This is a 1-2 beat. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll be right with. What should I wear? Gotta draw.
Taking a long way around.
Where to put that?
Is that just for the recording?
That one is full, they just includes full line. This one is for the
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Play that 2-beat that your father was singing. I'm sorry. Thank you. Two beat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama. Radhe. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Follow Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. All of the men, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. All of the ladies together, please. Krishna. Bolo, bolo. Much louder, please. All of the gentlemen, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. All the ladies, much louder, please. Krishna Krishna. Everybody Everybody together, loud as can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Okay, all the gentlemen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. All of the ladies together. Ladies, please. Krishna, Hare Rama. Gentlemen, all the Prabhus. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Ladies, again, ladies. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Govinda, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, bolo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki.
This is for making noise loud.
Did you say?
Mic here. This one.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, everyone together again, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare and again, please. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Ramo Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ramo Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,